A new report claims that Warner Brothers employees believe the studio will be sold within the next 2 years, and this appears to lend credence to previous rumors that we reported on earlier this year. Let's take a look at this. This new report comes from Variety's Tatiana Siegel. This is an absolutely bombshell report, has lots of rumors and speculation and information in it, really kind of sowing chaos, looks like, at DC over there, and even Warner Brothers as well. But this is what her report says. This is what she wrote. She says, some on the lot are convinced that another company, most likely Universal, will buy Warner Brothers within 2 years, making recent DC subplots and upheavals feel quaint. She goes on to cite Wall Street analyst and venture capitalist Rich Greenfield, who informed her the bottom line is they need to get DC to work, whether Zaslav owns it, whether Brian Roberts owns it, whether somebody else owns it. Brian Roberts is the CEO of Universal, I believe. It might be Comcast, their parent company. I'm not really sure, but I know he's attached to them. Comcast is the parent company of Universal. But interestingly, Variety's report lends credence to a rumor from YouTuber Sil Abdul, who shared back in July that James Gunn's upcoming Superman Legacy film is, quote, a way of showcasing the DC world to a potential buyer. This is what he wrote on X. He says, James Gunn originally aimed for Superman Legacy to be simply a Superman story, and it still is, but the inclusion of this already full DC world backdrop seems to have been pushed by Zaslav. This film is Zaslav's way of showcasing the DC world to a potential buyer. We've had confirmed reports from James Gunn that it's going to feature Green Lantern Guy Gardner. There's rumors that it's going to feature the Authority. You've also got, I think Metallo is in it. You've got Hawkgirl. Or Hawkwoman, I don't even know which one it is. One of those two is in it as well. It looks like they're kind of doing some kind of Justice League is going to be there and active and stuff like that. So there's lots of things happening going on in this film, not just Superman and Lois. In a follow-up video, Abdul detailed James Gunn, to his credit, was trying to do, I don't want to say a simple Superman story, but it was going to be a DC-filled world to the extent that we're going to get. This was Zaslav's call to put in more DC characters. James Gunn, his approach was always going to try to go the Bruce Timm route, Justice League Unlimited. That's what I was told because of just all the wide range of characters. Abdul then added later on, he said, they put out the whole slate for you as far as DC Studios to try to give you something to look forward to, but it's really about, and then he kind of segued into a different topic, but later in the video he then said that the Superman Legacy and the Bat Family film, The Brave and the Bold, that's expected to be helmed by the Flash director Andy Muschietti, are the company's, quote, two shots to showcase DC Studios, likely for Universal before the sale. He actually also reacted to this recent Variety report. He says, more buzz regarding the eventual sale of Warner Brothers Discovery. Timetable still the same as I have been reporting. They will attempt to showcase the DC soft rebooted brand for potential buyers. Previous rumor from Scooper WDW. So Sil Abdul was not the only Scooper to come out with this. Scooper WDW Pro in February, just after James Gunn made his DCU slate announcement, claimed that James Gunn's DC Universe slate announcement was bait for a potential buyer. He claimed Warner Brothers Discovery with both DC and Harry Potter is to soft reboot the franchises in order to make them seem more viable and healthy. However, rebooting them with projects that are highly interconnected and or episodic in chronological consistency is not desired at this time. The reason might surprise, he asserted. Warner Brothers Discovery allegedly expects to be purchased within the next 3 to 5 years. Therefore, it is not in Warner Brothers Discovery's interest to craft huge franchise worlds like seen in the MCU, because such a thing would make a potential buyer beholden to this new roadmap story narrative. Instead, Warner Brothers Discovery allegedly feels the more lucrative option is to rejuvenate the franchises with non-connected properties while still unloading bad inventory, so that when a company like Apple or Amazon, when they purchase them, potentially they get the benefits of a refreshed franchise, but the ability to craft their new cinematic universe in whatever way they choose. He later said, on top of that, having James Gunn sitting on top of DC is seen as a lure for those companies to offer more. Apple or Amazon or Universal would get a reinvigorated franchise with a mostly clean slate and a proven superhero director ready to rock. Furthermore, Gunn may have been brought into the fold with this as the plan all along. Have fun with scrappy passion projects in the short term, then go crazy with huge movies once an Apple or Amazon budget comes spraying cash everywhere. I'm not sure that's going to be the case. We're seeing Amazon is cutting back on their budgets. We've seen them cancel shows like The Peripheral, and lots of talk about why they're spending so much money on shows that aren't actually affecting the bottom line. But that was the theory back in February. According to these sources of Warner Brothers Discovery's, the later projects in this recent phase one reveal of DC may not even happen, and that might be okay as part of the bigger picture. Yeah, I think so. Some of those later releases, like What Are You Doing? The only one that really seemed of interest was Swamp Thing, and then that kind of really lost interest once we saw what James Mangold did with Indiana Jones. and the Dial of Destiny, whether or not that has more to do with Lucasfilm and everything like that. But his interactions with Indiana Jones fan definitely soured me on him, and I think soured a lot of people towards him as well. And then the final product obviously soured even more people. But previously, he had written some pretty solid stuff. But at the end of the day, he was really kind of like Ford vs. Ferrari. Perfect example. Excellent film. Really, really good movie. So he has done some really good stuff. Logan, very solid Wolverine movie. Good send-off to Hugh Jackman's character, even though we now know he's coming back for Deadpool 3. So that was the rumor back in February. Interestingly, David Zaslav actually addressed a lot of these potential rumors back in September 2022 during a company-wide town hall. He told his employees, "We are not for sale, absolutely not for sale." So let me know what you make of this latest report from Variety's Tatiana Siegel, claiming that people on the lot of Warner Brothers think that the company is indeed for sale and will be sold within the next 2 years, and that it seems to confirm rumors that we saw from Sil Abdul as well as WDW Pro. So give me your thoughts below in the comments.
Subscribe for more.